Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome to another vlog. So I have been slacking on uploading my vlogs in the last couple of days, so definitely bear with me, and I apologize for that. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to push away thoughts about the coronavirus and negative things, and how to bring in good thoughts from God. So basically, at the end of the day, is how to pay more attention to God and less attention to the worries of this world. And one way to do that, the first step I would take in putting God first pretty much in my life instead of the things that go wrong, would be to realize that God, first of all, has control. No matter what you're going through personally, and regardless of what anyone else is going through, God is in control of the situation. And that does not mean that everything will go perfectly. It's up to us to make the decision to choose God's will in the situation, or our own will, or someone else's. But we have that choice. So the free will part is not really... It's a special thing to have, but that's why there's so much evil in this world, because people choose themselves and their own wants and needs and stuff like that over God's. So that interferes with other people's lives and their plan, God's plan for theirs, and that's why it's just good to be positive and just spread positivity in your life. But yeah, like I said, one way to keep your mind off of the worries of this world and on God is to first... one step you can take. Now, all these steps will be separate that you can take, and they will all help you get closer to God on their own without having to do all the other ones. But the first step I can think you can take is start worshiping on the Sabbath. Sunset Friday to sunset Saturday, and it changes. You have to look up when it is if you're really, want to stand up for God and do what He wants us to do and have the time He wants us to have with Him. And then do your own research, But basically, worship on the Sabbath. God wants you to do that for a reason. He set that day aside. He worshipped He sanctified and made holy that day, and it still has been holy ever since. But people don't treat it that way. So definitely, one way you can, worry less about, the worries of this world and more about God is actually use the day once a week that God gave you to put your worries. He literally put it as a day for you to do that exact thing. Worry less about what's going on in the world, and worry more about what your relationship with God is like. Because the world can distract you from your relationship with God. You can be thinking, you'll start thinking way more about coronavirus and how it's going to affect you and your family or whatever, than actually praying and asking God to help you with the situation. So you could be using the same time you use to complain and be agitated, irritated, anxious or whatever about the situation. You can use that same amount of time and effort into, praying to God, having faith, and trusting that God has this taken care of. We're just part of the plan. And we just kind of ride the wave. If we don't do things it takes to not get it and die from it, then it's not really God's fault. And I wouldn't say it's in God's will for you to die from the coronavirus if you weren't like the first one to get it, for instance. But it's up to you to choose whatever steps you take and put yourself in a situation to where you would be a person getting it. So definitely worshiping on the Sabbath is one way you can get closer to God. Another way you can get closer to God is to talk to someone that also knows God pretty well. So you can have a very good conversation with them about God, and they'll know a lot more than you would. So they'll bring a lot more to the conversation and your situation than if they didn't know anything about Him and you went to them to get closer to God, when they're not even close with Him. So and the third way I can think to help you get closer to God and further away from your problems that you have, that everyone deals with, is to praying more. The more you pray, the further away your worries go and the closer God comes. It's really hard for God to be really close and your worries to be also right there, but it is possible. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, doesn't mean it won't happen to you, whatever. But it definitely is something that is way harder if you do have God on your side and you're praying to Him and talking to Him. He'll be there. He never left. He's always there for everyone. He loves everyone. Unconditional love. It applies for everyone. So those are the three things that I can think of to help you focus more on God and less on your worries of this world. So I hope those three things helped you guys. If you guys have been helped in any way, please share this video with your friends, like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace out.